Oh God, no, that is not it. Jesus Christ. I don't like any of that. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, that's crazy. Why is this fucking up? Hold on. While I wait for people to show up, I gotta fix my thing cause it's throw up. Looking like doo-doo. Everybody go you. Everybody know I'm moving. I'm gone. I'm so gone. I don't know what went wrong. With the monkey on my back. Ain't feeling so lax. But shawty, now I'm gone. I'm gone. I'm gone. Gone, I'm so gone. I said I'm gone. Gone, I'm gone. Everybody feeling like the king. Game Freak is back in the building. Just want to chat a little bit. Talk about the landscape a bit. Feeling too pristine. My clothes this clean. Why they didn't tell me that I'm still so strong? Cause I'm gone. I'm gone. I'm gone. I'm gone. I'm gone, gone, gone. Gone, gone, gone. I'm gone, I'm gone, I'm gone. Okay, I can still see the chat on here. I just can't see the chat for some weird reason on my freaking the preview. So we're gonna hold it right here. And hopefully this will give me a consistent view. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? How is everybody doing? Doing? Bang, 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 bang. I apologize. This is actually so late. This is essentially late because 1, itis, 2, stomach, 3, sleepy. No, it's okay. We're going to let it rock out while we talk and have conversations and converse about the changing landscape in the gaming sphere. But I do want to give a shout out. Where's my Discord at? Where is he at? Where is he at? Where is he at? I think it was Magnum Opus, which may be Revolver, if I remember correctly. I may have the name wrong though, so that might be on me. But essentially, he kind of gave me the idea because there's been a conversation lately, and he's not the only person I've seen people do it, but apparently, YouTubers are out here talking about, hey, you know, gaming's kind of rough right now, and people are gonna have to be more and more responsible with how they spend their money because, of course, games have gotten more expensive, especially from our AAA developers, even though this has been a causing trend and issue for years now, but fine. Sure, it's a fair statement to make. So with that being stated, you guys are going to have to be more meticulous and more informed in your decisions of what games you should purchase. And something that's been never unheard of is that we have lesser known studios putting out games that are doing better than big name studios putting out games, which is a stupid fucking conversation to have because this has always been a thing. I mean, this has been a thing probably since what, the 360 era, realistically, where you had Xbox Arcade put out all this different content that was arguably better than some of the AAA games that were coming out at the same time. And for some stupid reason, people were like, wow. And people were, I think what's making me mad is because of the $80 game thing. Not that you're not happy about $80 games, but because we're pretending like high quality games at cheaper prices haven't always existed. They absolutely have, and they will continue to exist. We've always gotten quality games at different price points. This was the case when the 360 had high quality games on like their $60 titles that were, some of them were okay and some of them were trash. This was also around the era where Capcom was at one of the most predatory and cheap and just making a bunch of stupid decisions. And then you get things like Super Meat Boy and Journey. Like you can get those kind of games for like 10 or 20 bucks. And it was generally a steal because the game was quality. But all of a sudden we're like, well, the gaming industry's changed. Now the small companies are taking over with their quality titles. So you mean the indies that have been around for decades at this point? We're going into like borderline 2 decades of indies making high quality products, and we're going to somehow change the narrative like it's just now happening now. It's not. We've always had the smaller developers making quality titles in the background. The problem is that people cared so much about specifically the high-end games that people didn't see indies. People are very weird about indies. Sometimes you see indies and sometimes you don't see indies. It depends on the kind of conversation you're trying to have. What's up, Orion Sword? People are, just to give a quick understanding of what I'm referring to. So people are making the claim because of the $80 games that like, well, now you got to be more careful about how you spend your money. You mean the thing you should have been doing in the first place? You mean making informed decisions, things you should have been doing in the first place? That's why reviews and first impressions and all these YouTube personalities got so popular in the gaming sphere, because you were looking at another person to help you make an informed decision. So what's been going on? But for some reason, now that the $80 games have come, this is when you really should start thinking about it. Okay, that's kind of a stupid statement, but fine, whatever. And people don't realize that these smaller titles that have been coming out are costing less and being better received than high-end games. Like Expedition 33 has been well received, even though it's a smaller title. And I'm like, I mean, that's because gamers reward good games no matter what. That's not. We're not. I feel like you're saying like no shit Sherlock situations here, but like framing it like it's an oh shit moment, right? How do you think things like Hollow Knight and Shovel Knight got so popular? Besides being Kickstarter darlings, do you think those games didn't also sell a lot because they were cheap and high quality? This isn't like a new concept. I think that's probably what's more annoying me than anything else. That people are acting like it's a new concept that games could be less than $50 and be higher quality than games that are $60 or $70 or $80. Even though this is very elementary school shit, because the price of a game does not dictate quality. It never did. I don't even know where that part of the conversation even came from. Just because your game costs $80 or $70 or $60 or $50 or $40 or $30 or $20 or $10 didn't automatically mean that your game then was like ranged in quality just off of how much it costs. The only thing you could really assume off of the pricing of the game is the only reason why you could assume is that maybe it had a certain budget. The budget was dictated. The budget would probably be known that, okay, they spent probably a couple $100,000. They probably spent $200,000. Maybe they spent $1 million. Maybe they spent $3 million. Maybe they spent $5 million. Maybe they spent $20 million on a game. And even then, that wouldn't dictate whether the game was good or not. You know what that would dictate? That would dictate whether or not the game was expensive. There's a certain level of quality that goes into buying a game at a certain price point. If you're going to charge $70, you expect a certain level of quality and polish. That doesn't make the game even lesser. It just means that, and it should at least have a certain level of polish. Because if you're charging me $80 for a game and I'm playing Pixels, the first thing people are going to ask is, why am I paying $80 for Pixels when everything else in the market competitively is not doing that? Like Golf Story, you know, an RPG game that was also about about golfing, but also had like a story and like character development in it. Why is that game? Why is that game only $20 versus like the new Assassin's Creed that's like 60 or 70? I don't know. Part of me thinks that a lot of this stuff comes up because new generation, we need gaming topics, and so we're gonna have this, and also because we like the fearmonger. The gaming industry's problems have already been existed. People buying predatory games, the stupid microtransactions, the live service games. These have all been problems within the industry for years, unfortunately. I'm not necessarily happy about it. I'm not proud of it about it. The industry has had these issues, and some of these games have been properly disavowed and allowed to die, and shown companies don't do that shit again. But there are plenty of titles that realistically should have suffered more than they did and came back with a vengeance. Now, I'm not saying that the developer didn't put in their work and that they don't deserve the redemption arc, but it also creates a narrative as if like it's okay to give me a mediocre product that got better over time. Like, for example, No Man's Sky, or even, what was it, Destiny 2. Games that for all intents and purposes were just viewed as or really bad when they first came out, and somehow got this weird redemption arc that now people are just like, you know, it's a pretty good game. I think it deserves your money. And I'm like, is that what we really want to be rewarding in the industry, though? The fact that like a game can come out like a piece of trash and be absolute garbage for just literal months to years, and then 2 or 3 years after the fact, that's pretty good. Is that something that's allowed? Is that something we should do? Is that something we should promote? For you to give me a broken product and then spend years doing Cyberpunk 2077 is a game that for all intents and purposes was not done and not ready to come out. And for some reason, it still came out and it wasn't ready, and there was a bunch of fucking problems, and people still gave it like a year and said, well, it's pretty good, guys. I think you guys should give it a chance. Those are the games you want to champion, right? No, right? That shouldn't be the case. But it is. You have games that are harmfully grabbing at nostalgia. Final Fantasy VII, a lot of the remakes we've gotten, some of the shameless remakes we've gotten, have just been the same game that's slightly upgraded. Things like The Last of Us remaster was needed. No, it wasn't needed, especially for a game that wasn't even 10 years old. The game design hadn't even really changed enough to justify doing that. But you know why people did it? They did it because the TV show had just came out, and people like money. And you know what helps sell a game or a TV show? Cross promotion. Yeah, you know, why don't we make Last of Us game show back up in the public eye and on like store shelves? Well, you know, we could remaster the first game again and garner some interest or attention that way. And of course, everyone in the back is like, why would you do that? Why did you do that? What's wrong with you? And then you know, the remaster sold absurdly well. Like, even if you look at things like what was it, Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing came out in 2020. It came out in this weird perfect storm situation where everyone was at home because of COVID, and it wasn't really Nintendo's fault or anything. It was just, hey, it came out, and that game sold like gangbusters, even though people have openly said it's not as strong as New Leaf. Like, it's missing features. There are certain things they wish were in the game. It feels like we got less in comparison to older titles. But we still reward it. See, that's what I don't really like when the game industry wants to act like they want to stand up for something. Because half the time they're fucking liars and hypocrites, and it doesn't really, it's not consistent to what other people have said or plan to do. Like, let's reward games that took 4 or 5 years to get their shit together, right? Let's reward those $30 games that were worth something because we don't like the fact that $80 games exist at mediocre quality. You mean the same thing that would have happened if you rewarded $20 games when the $60 games were fucking up, or the $70 games were fucking up, or the $50 games were fucking up? See, people are like, now the $80 game was the straw that broke the camel's back. It wasn't, because people are liars. People will spend whatever much money they want to spend to indulge in their favorite hobby. And I'm not going to say I'm any better in that sense. I mean, I own multiple consoles and a gaming PC, so very much I will do the same thing. I will spend the amount of money I want to spend to get the type of content I need. But intrinsically, the core of the issue is simple, right? Gamers are going to spend money where they want to spend money. They're not going to, people will tell me, we're going to take a stand. No, you're not. You should, and it'd be who we defending now. Well, I wouldn't say we're defending. The conversation is mainly about this weird narrative that's going on. And a couple of YouTubers have talked about it, about now the games are $80. You know, they're doing the whole doom and gloom on the industry, which to me should have happened years ago. You should have been talking about this years ago. Well, fine, whatever. And they're like, well, so we're going to have to stop supporting these $80 companies and start promoting these companies that are making $20, $30 games. And I agree, sure, you should support these indies out here who are making quality titles. Most of you won't, though, because you don't care. What you care about is high-end experiences, or the illusion of a high-end experience. So people, for example, are championing Expedition 33, right? Expedition 33 is a game that was made by 32 or 33 people and has already sold over 1 million copies, and it's great and amazing. And don't get it twisted, I'm very happy for them. I'm glad that they made the money they made back, right? But like, look at this game. This game isn't even $80 or $70, and it's doing that. Why is $80 a bridge too far, but not 70? People are crazy. It's not that people. It's all about timing, right? When $70 games came out, no one gives a shit, right? And I think it ticked me off because of who pushed it. For some reason, when Nintendo pushed it is when it got crazy. But when PlayStation pushed $70 games as a standard, no one seemed to give a shit, which I think goes into a conversation that I don't know if we're willing to have at this point. That there is a certain level of industry bias of who pushes certain material, right? That somehow PlayStation has managed to position themselves as this golden boy in the gaming industry to where people don't really get mad at them the way they probably should. And some people say that Nintendo has a similar position, which is, I would say, false and true. It's false in the sense that Nintendo gets roasted for everything they do, especially on their consoles. Their consoles, their games. Nintendo gets burned a lot by like general media and gaming press on the daily for things like little things. And some of it is deserved, mind you, right? Like how the eShop works and how you've had to like restart your digital library on Nintendo consoles multiple times. That's a fair thing to criticize them for because it's happened like 3 or 4 times, right? But then you have things talking about, well, Nintendo games arguably get high review scores regardless of actually how the quality of the game is, which is like kind of true, but not kind of true. The problem is the people who would make the critiques are people who have no business making the critiques. And I think the problem in that situation is that not that the critique is bad, but the person who's making the critique isn't really qualified to make the critique. It's kind of like I could tell you that eating junk food is unhealthy and it can give you a diabetes and various other like health related problems. That is a true statement. But no one wants to hear a fat person try to give health advice because the first thing that comes up is, well, you're fat. You don't even take your own advice. So why would I believe you? Da 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 da. I can't support games that cost that much. There's no way. The problem is that people will support games that cost that much. They did it when they jumped to 70, right? They did it when they jumped to 60. People like to lie a lot. And some people will stick to their guns and actually not support these titles. And that's fine. That's your prerogative and it's your money. Do what you will with it. But there are plenty of people who will still buy what they want to buy, support what they want to support, and do whatever the hell they want to do. To me, I've made the argument that games like Call of Duty are like homogenized games that definitely don't need to still be getting support, and you should be pulling and pushing for other titles that aren't just the same old stuff. Same thing goes for NBA and FIFA. And guess what these casuals go out and do every single time? They go out and they buy FIFA. They go out and buy NBA. Even with Grand Theft Auto has problems, right? The stupid thing that Grand Theft Auto's caught in between, where sometimes it wants to be an open world game and sometimes it wants to be a linear story, where like you have all this open exploration you can do when you're not doing the main story. But the moment you do the main story, you get locked into these rigid missions that make you do things a specific way. And if you do anything outside of it or try to get creative or out of the box, the game punishes you for it. The problem is GTA gets that same blind support that people would argue that Mario games get, right? Mario can do no wrong because he's Mario. Well, GTA gets the same level of praise. It gets that same, like, it's Grand Theft Auto. I can steal cars and punch hookers, and I can shoot things, and I can run across the whole map and do X, Y, and Z. So obviously the game looks gorgeous. So obviously I don't care about the minutia of it all. That same blind favoritism, there isn't just like a specific company thing. It happens to big games in general. The Last of Us, oh my God, it was such an amazing title. So the sequel gets a level of a pass just because it's The Last of Us, even though it's objectively worse than the first game. Almost every gamer who played it goes, it's not as good as the first one. And they're mainly talking from a narrative perspective. But considering that's a big part of the game, of the Last of Us experience, that means that holds more weight in that game than it does in others. Like, that's just how it is. The thing I don't care for is that gamers are out here acting like that having cheap games that were better quality is a new concept. It's not. It's been a thing. We've always had games that cost less that was objectively better than games that cost more. Why? Because price is something a company dictates. It doesn't mean it's actually the value of what the game is actually worth. I never liked this shit because it always creates an idea that you can just kind of say whatever you want. When I say rigid missions, I mean that, like, Goki, that you have to do things a certain way. Like, you have to, like it'll be like, hey, you gotta park this car at this particular spot. Even though the mission's premise is that you just need to hide the car. So why does it matter where you hide the car? There are plenty of places in this big ass city to hide the car. I think Red Dead Redemption has the same problem. It's like, listen, you can't get clever about this stuff because they spent so much time making this world that the story missions are so rigid you can only do things like one way. Hell, look at us. We're Pokemon fans and still support it for 3 decades. Yeah, exactly. People make the same argument about Pokemon games. These games are trash, and somehow this game still gets 8 out of 10s, 9 out of 10s, 10 out of 10s, even though the games objectively are bad. That's not a bias that's specifically to, like, Nintendo, but people like to pretend like it is. But, like, I think in some ways Sony has somehow found this way of being, like, the golden boy, even though I would objectively say they're not. They participated in practices that I think actively harm the industry. Money hatting to me was a huge deal that I don't think people talk about enough. And I'll quickly go over it because it's something that generally bothers the fuck out of me. Money hatting, for those who may not know, was the process of when companies would pay other companies for exclusive rights to either the game itself or specific content of a game for X amount of time. So, for example, for a while, Xbox had like the ad rights to Call of Duty, meaning when Call of Duty showed up on televisions to promote itself to children, the console that was always paired with it was the Xbox 360. Oh, play Call of Duty now, available on Xbox. Like, that's what they would do. It would get immediately pushed as an Xbox thing, even though it's also on PlayStation. And then later on it switched, and then all of a sudden Call of Duty would do the same thing, do their ads, and they would be only on PlayStation, like this, or like play on PlayStation. That's what they do. They wouldn't say only on, they would say play on PlayStation, essentially creating a narrative that almost as if it was only on PlayStation, even though if you knew better, you knew it was on multiple consoles, but that's what they would do. Or it's like, well, you get this game for X amount of years, right? And it became this predatory process that people started using more and more. Hey, Capcom, I'll give you an extra $100 million if you put this game on PlayStation 3 and don't let it come to anything else. Xbox did this a lot during the 360. That's why you had games like BioShock that got locked to the 360 for an X amount of years. Not because they couldn't run on PlayStation, they couldn't get it to work, but because they spent money to make sure it didn't show up on PlayStation for X amount of years. The funny thing is during this time period where it didn't show up on PlayStation, what were they working on? Oh, a PlayStation port. Because as soon as that time limit ended, those games ended up on other consoles. They did it going into Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider's remake series trilogy. What was it, Rise? I think Rise of the Tomb Raider was Xbox exclusive for like a year. And all of a sudden it ended up on PC. And then all of a sudden it ended up on PlayStation. Why? Because it was a horrible practice. I'm paying you to get access to a game a year or early or a couple years early than other players, even though gaming is a long haul dedication, especially for generations that last up to like 7 or 8 years, which has been the recent standard. Waiting out a year or two for a game is somehow worth it. Now, money hatting could have been regulated in a way that wasn't like overtly evil, but it wasn't, because of course it wasn't. Because, hey, if I could block, some people would just do it just to block them from getting games. When it came to using money in the gaming industry, it should have been used as a collaboration tool. Hey, we'll work together, we'll make a unique experience for the Xbox ecosystem or the PlayStation ecosystem or the Nintendo ecosystem. And then we would make a game, and if that one was exclusive, it made sense because both companies were involved. That's not how it was. Like something like Mario & Rabbids made perfect sense why that was exclusive to the Switch, because even though Nintendo didn't, even though like Ubisoft, it was a Ubisoft game, Nintendo had a heavy influence throughout the creative process of it, and definitely gave its tips and tricks and financial backing to some degree. Like, hey, all right, we'll invest in this if you invest in us. And then the game came out and it made money, and it was justifiable that, hey, there's a financial future in this title, right? Like, collaborations are different. Money hatting was literally, I'm gonna just throw money at you and see what happens, and that's what they did. And it was some really grimy, some really scummy shit. We got some really terrible practices. People were getting openly tricked all the time about which game was at which company on which console, and nobody knew because everybody was lying because they wanted your money. So that's what happened. And people don't really talk about how bad money hatting was, and how I think in a lot of ways it ruined Xbox's brand a lot. All right. Especially because, unfortunately, when you create a system of money hatting and then stop money hatting, it kind of just, everything falls apart. Because that's what happens. Xbox stopped. So now there was no loyalty whatsoever. And it felt like the whole industry turned on them. And granted, part of me thinks they deserved it because you put scummy practices in the industry, or you let scummy practices prevail and then nothing good came out of it. A bunch of titles got locked away from gamers for months. And then by the time they got them, they were older. They were still good games and they deserved to be played, but they were older. So the company lost out on sales they could have gotten. And some of those games still went on to do well. Don't get it twisted. But some companies got really scummy. Same thing with microtransactions. Capcom was the worst, dog. Capcom was the absolute worst for a time with things like Street Fighter. And you were just like, what are you doing, yo? What are you doing? And then you had industry trends that went nowhere. Like the one where everyone was chasing the Western gamer but did it the exact wrong way. You had all these famous Japanese developers run and go chase the Westerners. Oh, we're going to make games for the Westerners now. And what did the Westerners do? They barely gave a damn. Some of those games did all right, but a lot of those games just fucking died on their faces. Why? Because they try to appeal to a Western market. And that's not why people fell in love with their games. That's why the games that ended up prevailing and the games that they keep doing are games that stay true to themselves and the region they came from. Stop trying to change yourself just to make more money. The shit doesn't work all the time. You have to be strategic with it. Maintain your essence while updating your mechanics. I'm drinking water like this, I'm gonna end up going to the bathroom a lot. Let me read some of the chat. I probably support Pokemon sending out deals for $70, but that's it. I got Tears of the Kingdom on sale. I don't think it's worth $70. Imagine paying full price for The Last of Us 2 only to get a half of a game. RIP Factions 2. We all bought Scarlet and Violet. True. Scarlet and Violet are good games. Those days were peak gaming. Scarlet and Violet wasn't great due to the performance issues, and the story was all over the place. Scarlet and Violet is, I mean, if we're going to talk Pokemon for a quick second, Pokemon has always had its problems, and I very much believe it's another series that suffers from that whole, well, it's Pokemon, so we're going to rate it highly no matter what. Like, people, like, that's how it's viewed in the industry. It's Pokemon. It's going to make money. It's literally a media juggernaut. We're going to review it highly, or it's at least going to get somewhere between a 7. The lowest it'll ever get is a 7. And even then, that'll be extremely rare. But if we're going to quickly just pivot to Scarlet and Violet, and granted, with the recent Switch 2 patch reveals for multiple games, which I don't know how many of you guys have seen the whole list. There's some interesting stuff there. Hey, Rob. There's some interesting stuff there. Scarlet and Violet looks like it's going to be getting a boost. I think the problem I'm going to have is that no one's going to give a shit, because by the time it gets the boost will be next month, right? That means at most you would get more enjoyable content out of Scarlet and Violet going from next month, maybe until maybe a year and a half from now. And with Pokemon games, unfortunately, the love and enjoyment. Now, granted, this could breathe new life in the Scarlet and Violet. I think Scarlet and Violet has way more other problems than just its performance issues. For me personally, like, Scarlet and Violet is a good game in theory, but I don't think in reality it's not. Like, if you wanted to theorize that maybe Scarlet and Violet was a quality title, you could. What's up, Jazz? Does that mean that Scarlet and Violet will have level scaling? Yeah, exactly. That's the point I was going to get to. Scarlet and Violet's problems are not just like the whole like resolution and frame rate is a part of the issue, but it's not the whole issue, right? I think the way it handles its world design in certain aspects of old Pokemon don't blend well. That's why most gamers didn't fight the trainers. And in Scarlet and Violet, because the game doesn't incentivize you to do that in any way, shape, or form. The game barely incentivizes you to do anything outside of just wander the world and catch Pokemon. I bet there are plenty of people who just didn't finish the game. Not because they couldn't. They just didn't care to. They made a team, and the only reason why they may have done some certain things is just to show off their team. Spending $450 to improve a game is not a great answer. Agreed. Exactly. I would agree with that, TSS. That is like, and that's the other thing. Not everyone's going to buy Switch 2 and first thing they're going to do is go, I'm going to boost up Scarlet and Violet, right? Even though at the same time, Mario Kart World's coming out. And then you have Donkey Kong next month. And then you have ZA in a couple of months. Like, Scarlet and Violet's is unfortunately its legacy, regardless of how the Switch 2 plays it, it's still going to be what I consider a mediocre experience. The story isn't that great. The characters aren't that great. They fucked up how you handle leveling. Gen 9's Dex is probably one of the more uninteresting Dexes in the series. There's some good mons in Gen 9, don't get it twisted, but a lot of them aren't like amazing. its world design is a lot better, but I think because of the frame rate and the shitty like resolution, it isn't overly fun to traverse. People hate how they changed the online again, because of course they did. And terrestrialization wasn't that interesting of a game. It's terrestrialization is one of those things that's more interesting in the competitive than it is as a baseline like main story ability. It's not overly interesting, and no one does anything interesting with it. Well, you know, I'm a bug trainer, so that means my terrestrialization is a bug type. Okay, but you have a Sudowoodo, bug type now. Guys, if you're gonna do this, at least do something interesting with the abilities. And the only gym leader who does that is Iono. And if you fight her at the wrong time, you could be overly leveled to the point where she's a joke no matter who you use. Let's see. Yeah, they push the open world and fight gym leaders out of order, but no level scaling. I like the fighting gym leaders in Team Star in order. I went by the levels. Yeah, but you have to look that up. The game itself does not push fighting them in a certain order. It just says you can fight them. You had to go look up a guide to figure out what levels they were at to do it properly. Why do I know this? Because I did the exact same thing. When Scarlet and Violet came out, I think that, which is funny because we were in New York during that time, I remember having to Google the proper order to fight the gym leaders at, because if you fought them in the wrong order, you would either, the beginning of your game would be really hard and then become insanely easy through the latter half of it. And even if you do it the right way, it's still not overtly hard. It's just different. And Game Freak didn't bother optimizing the game in the first place. The brute forcing it by running it on faster hardware is lazy programming. Well, yeah, of course. This isn't even, fun fact, that's not even like a Game Freak specific issue. There are certain PlayStation 5 titles that do the same thing. They just brute force it because they have the extra power to run it. But that doesn't mean that, like, it's still not good. It's still not good, like, design. It's not good programming. Prime 4 and Legends EA still don't have dates yet, and Kirby Air Riders is this year. I mean, yeah, we have games. I'm not worried about that. Also, those 4K shots, those 4K screenshots still have softness in it. Well, yeah, I mean, so it's not running in 4K. It's probably upscale, but it's probably not like, I mean, obviously it's not native 4K. It's probably more like 1440. If that, like, it just looks better than what it does. That's the whole point. Man, I think the characters in Scarlet and Violet are great. They have multiple aspects to them. I like learning more about them at the end of the game. The problem, well, that's the first problem, Mel. You have to wait until the end of the game to get anything remotely good about him. I think Arven's story is the only one I think is genuinely good the whole way through. Penny's is too broken up, and they don't give Penny herself enough time to develop as a character. So by the time you get to her at the end, you're like, yeah, I wish there was more here. And then Nemona, I think, is just insanely generic. I think it's painfully... Nemona is almost offensively generic. And the best part about their whole dynamic as a squad doesn't kick in until Area 0, which is the last part of the fucking game. And it's a good way to send off. I think a lot of people give Scarlet and Violet more of a pass because its in-game is pretty good. It is. Area 0, you get the whole team with each other. You get the crazy reveal about what happened to the professor of the region. And then you get that insane boss fight at the end. It actually ends on a pretty high note. Don't get it twisted. It ends on a pretty high note. My problem is that does not excuse the rest of the game. That's like the last maybe 5 to 10% of the game. And I'm like, what about the other 90 to 95% that's either mediocre or trash? Nemona had potential. Oh, absolutely. She had potential. And then they fucked all that up. I feel like Game Freak teamed up with another company for Pokemon, for a Pokemon game. People would love it. The art style for Sword and Shield looked better. I don't like how Scarlet and Violet look. I think Scarlet and Violet just went with a bad art style and bad character designs. That's my problem. Like, there's a lot of character designs in Scarlet and Violet I just don't care for. Okay, I can agree with that. Fair criticism. I don't care about the screenshots. I want to see that game in motion. True, fair, agreed. Screenshots are only screenshots. Yeah, she's just Goku. Yeah, actual smooth 60 FPS. Hopefully, Iona over Nemona all day. I bet it'll be 1440p 30 with DLSS upscaled to 4K. More than likely. The DLC rivals are good too. My problem is I'm not spending $30 for a game that already doesn't run well. That's the problem, Mel, is that you want to spend more money for a DLC that isn't inherently that great. And I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. So I didn't buy the DLC. It's just like that. Just like the whole original thing about this video when it comes to talking about changing narratives. You want me to be more picky and in particular about how I spend my money. I'm not buying DLC for a game that doesn't run that well. The DLC rivals are good though. Pokemon's childishness or silliness there, but overall I like them too. The new Mafia game is $50 and it's AAA. Because we're acting like cheap games being quality is somehow a new concept. It's not. You could go back on the Wii and find quality games that were better than some of the stuff you were getting on the 360 and the PS3 that was $10 cheaper. You could find that. Same thing goes if you went back and you looked at some of the games on the PS3 are better quality than some of the PS4 titles you got. And they were cheaper. Or even going up to the PS5, there are games that are on the PlayStation 3 and 4 that were better quality titles and were cheaper. Like, that's not a new concept. I don't know why we're acting like cheaper games being quality over higher price games is new. It's not. But people want to say that because they think they're saying something different. They're not. It's the false idea that if you say something differently at a different time period, you can get a different result, which unfortunately is true. That's how that technically can work. You can say some shit and like it's a new concept, and if you say it the right way, people will just straight out believe you. The issue in the DLCs are worse than the main game, but that's just some lag and few random trainer battles. Yeah, but the problem is you're spending $35 extra for it, which now turns your $60 Pokemon experience into a $90 Pokemon experience, and you're getting worse quality as a result. The reality is I think Game Freak doesn't design a lot of like high-end games. And for some reason they keep choosing different art styles and different directions and different mechanics, and they keep, ironic enough, they have the same problem Nintendo does when it comes to like constantly switching up, like the Wii to the GameCube to the Wii. The Wii and U tried to have some sort of compatibility which worked to varying degrees of the success, and then you went from the Wii U to the Switch where the ecosystem changed again, and now we're hoping that the Switch 2 will mainly keep the same ecosystem that the Switch built up. Game Freak does the same thing with their engines and their Pokemon titles, and you're sometimes sitting there going, can y'all just pick a lane and stick in it? And everyone in the back's like, no, I'm not gonna do it. That was a lot. I shouldn't have shook my head that much. But the point is that they won't fucking do it. For me personally, I'm a lot more particular with Pokemon specifically. Every Pokemon game is a stepping stone to the next one. Yes, it is. But a lot of those stones have cracks in it. And the next game doesn't necessarily fix those cracks. And it's funny because there are certain things that's why I always said, and I've said it before, so I don't want to overly repeat this part of the conversation. But like, that's why I said just because you make a Pokemon game open world doesn't mean it's inherently better. It's not. I would argue still Sword and Shield is a better game than Scarlet and Violet. Now, I know a lot of people would disagree. I know Orion specifically would disagree. But I genuinely believe that Sword and Shield is a better game than Scarlet and Violet. I think linear titles can be better than open world titles. Using open world is become the gimmick of like the modern age, and it's not an interesting gimmick. It's only an interesting gimmick if the developer does something interesting with it. Open world Zelda was interesting because they did interesting things with open world Zelda. They said, hey, if it's open world, we're going to fully commit to open world Zelda, which means you can go and kill the boss right now if you're good enough. And it was like, oh shit. And then there were runs of people doing exactly that, being like, oh damn, I thought Nintendo was joking. They absolutely were like, hey, do whatever the fuck you want. And then Breath of the Wild came out and changed how open world game design worked. That we didn't need 16,000 markers on the map that all told us 16 different things, that you need a guidebook or a quick tutorial to figure out, well, this does this on the map, and this does this on the map, and this does this. They're like, listen, you're in an open world in an area you're unfamiliar with. Go explore. The more you explore, the more shit opens up, the more access you have, the more things that'll pop up for you. But we're not just going to give you 1,600 things and you just got to go to them and figure that shit out. I don't disagree with linear better than open world. I just have the traversal and the non-existent story. Exactly. I mean, I understand. There are pros and cons to both, and realistically, an amazing game can do both. Pokemon never needed to go open world. I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want a super long games. Just give me a linear Pokemon game. I don't want to do gyms in any order. I don't think doing gyms in any order was the problem as much as I don't think it's inherently a bad thing, because it means that the problem with having gyms in any order, having gyms in order means that like the first like half of the gym leaders just stopped trying. Like Milo was like, level 15, got it. No more training for you. So why are you as a gym leader like this then? Like, you're telling me the peak of you is just you training your Pokemon to level 15? Like Milo and them, like the first set of gym leaders are like the ones you want to go back and do extra fights with, because you're like, there's no way you have the gym leader moniker and this is all you do. Arceus was great. I like the open zones. I don't need access to whole worlds at once. Wow, it's the level 100 Gyarados that I can't fight. So cool. I liked it because it showed that the world didn't care. It was more like a world than like a game. When you have a it's the Xenoblade thing, right? Any Xenoblade game, every Xenoblade game does this, right? Your opening area, you're running out. Here's a level 5, a level 10, maybe a level 12, maybe a level 13, maybe a 15, maybe even a 20. And then you turn the corner and you go, oh, that's a level 80 monkey. So the hierarchy of the food chain does exist. I'm in danger. And I like that because it was like the world, just because there are like dogs and cats here doesn't mean there isn't a big fucking gorilla in the vicinity. If it makes sense, like ecosystem wise, it was a cool effect that you had to be smart running around corners. Just because the world was open doesn't mean you couldn't get caught lacking if you fucked up or if you weren't paying attention. Woo, level 20 doom. Woo, level 15 doom. Woo, level 10 doom. Oh, dang. Level 100. What are you doing here? And it would scare the shit out of you. Now, certain games were meaner about it than others. I think Xenoblade, Xenoblade 1 was really mean about it. Where sometimes they would put these things like in your main path. It was 1 and X was really mean about it. Where you be like, okay, I need to get to here, right? I need to get over there. But here's like 6 level 70s. And I'm at level 20. And the boss I'm going to go fight is level 25. Why did y'all do this? And you had to be clever about how you traverse an area. Just because you had a sword and some will doesn't mean you were above getting drop kicked. No, they would drop kick the shit out of you. What do you think this is? A game, bitch? You better turn around and recognize. Terrifying. And I like Arceus too. I think Arceus was fun. Arceus needed a little bit more meat on its bones, but as an overall experience, that was like one of my favorite Pokemon experiences in recent years. Let's see. And the story is horrible, which makes it kind of boring. Zelda's a cool series with interesting lore that it did nothing with in the last 2 open world games. Well, it's a different design choice, but I could see people complaining about the story. I'm not gonna go overly against that. Bro, I beat Xenoblade 1. I beat Xenoblade, and I don't know if I can fight those strong dinosaurs. They might still outlevel me. Yeah, like I think X did that thing where you capped out at like, was it 60 or 80? And you literally could kill anything in the world, but you had to just be good about how you handled yourself in combat. Like it wasn't impossible, just you had to be smart about it. The problem most games I see nowadays is the poor execution in the terms of the open world. They don't want to copy good examples in Xenoblade, but instead try something different, and it sucks. Well, I don't want to like chastise creativity and willingness to like experiment. Also, everyone say happy birthday to Donnie. His birthday was 2 days ago now, I think. I think it was, a day or 2 days ago. But everyone say, oh, happy birthday to Donnie in the chat because he deserves it. The problem is that experimentation leads to some situations not turning out the way that we want. But at the same time, like, you need experimentation to get something better. So I'm not going to chastise them from trying. I didn't know in terms of timeline, Donnie, because I think I was late when I posted my happy birthday message. And that's what messed me up. I think there are too many open world games. I mean, yeah, like I said, open world is the oversaturating thing at this point. Open world titles are the thing that are being overly saturated now because it's a gimmick. Just like how you put kind of RPG elements into a game while the rest of the fan base still talks shit about RPG. That's another video I really want to talk about. Is this open disrespect to RPGs? Like they ain't shit, but like games keep stealing things from them. I think people like to see numbers go up and see pretty colors and shit. So we're gonna steal that from RPGs and put it in our game. Is it gonna really mean a lot in your game? Not really, but it'll give the illusion it matters, and that's all we need. And we're just like in the back going, so you don't like RPGs, but you like stealing shit from RPGs. Yeah, pretty much. Well, I guess I can respect the honesty, but fuck you anyway. I hate it. I will always hate that disrespect RPGs get. Oh, we don't understand the point. Why would you want to wait before doing an attack? What? It's a strategy game. It's a role playing. The whole premise of an RPG. It's a role-playing game. So, of course, that's what you're doing. It's a design choice, but I don't think we have to respect everything developers do. Not everything they do. I'm talking about respect the effort. Not like maybe you don't respect the execution, but I can respect the willingness to try something new and experiment. I can respect that. I don't necessarily respect the result I think it still wasn't fun, but I can respect you at least thinking outside the box and trying something different. I found Zelda pretty boring, playing 100 plus hours with a few cutscenes that can be watched in any order. They could. Halo and Gears definitely did not need open worlds. They turned those games into slogs. Have done so much more. That's what you meant to say. Could have done so much more. Okay, I got you, Mel. When I saw the news that Halo Infinite had an open world, I knew it was cooked. Well, and even Mario Kart. Mario Kart is one of those things that is just going to fall into the Forza Horizon effect. But granted, I'm also not a big Mario Kart guy to begin with. But it's not like I needed an open world Mario Kart either, right? It's not something I needed. That's not something I was overly like, man. You know what people really wanted from Mario Kart? Was just for you to smash every other Nintendo element into that franchise and turn it into Nintendo Kart. I think that's really what people wanted. They wanted you to get absolutely wacky with the kind of levels and tracks and cups you could create by doing that. Now, of course, time will only tell to see if the whole open world thing really pays off for Mario Kart, but still. I mean, everything has potential, but some games, one, will do more with it, and B, it will work better with than others. And sometimes you have to just put your foot in the door before you can find out. That's the way I look at it as. You have to. It's the joy of experimenting, which is probably the funness I think I have for RPGs that I don't think people don't really care for. Like I went back and started playing a little bit of Dragon Quest XI just for the heck of it. Man, I just like combat systems that give me these cool skill trees and let me take my characters in different directions. You want them to be a dual sword mage? Do you want them to be a magic knight that also knows dark magic specifically? Or do you want like a healer who for some reason is like a dodge tank? Like I like that kind of experimentation. You could have it like in Xenoblade where characters are already kind of lined into a particular character class and you just have to make the most of what they are. Or things like, you know, Final Fantasy with the job system where you could just constantly switch around your characters and make them whatever you want. Or like how Bravely Default did it, where, you know, hey, you're gonna get jobs every time you beat a boss. See how creative you can get with their techniques and how much are you willing to grind. I always hate talking about RPGs because I don't ever think I do them justice. Because I love the genre, but I don't think I can explain it as well as I should be able to. And that bothers me. But yeah. No one wants Nintendo card hell. And you'd be surprised how many people ask for it. But then again, if we go with the whole logic that some people have already said, gamers don't know what the fuck they want anyway. So you might be absolutely be right and they just don't know it yet. I think to justify the $80, I would have had like the story. Bowser finds the racing car and combines the Mario world together. You have to beat him in a series of races and save the world. I don't know. I guess. I know you don't like Final Fantasy 15, but I played the demo and I thought it was fun. I never played Final Fantasy before, though. I hate it because I don't think I'm the person to properly explain Final Fantasy. I don't have as deep of a history in Final Fantasy as other people do to openly, like, discuss it the way I wanted to. Bravely Default had a better job class than Octopath because you can assign some of the same classes on 4 characters if you wanted. And the subclasses too. Oh no, I definitely agree. Bravely Default was a fan favorite for a reason. Because it kind of it was a classic RPG in the modern era that was still intrinsically fun to experiment with the various classes and what you could and couldn't do with them. The problem really devolved into the latter half of the game turning into a slog because the game outright just lies to you for a plot reveal. Is the plot reveal nice? Sure. I don't think it's an extra 20 hours nice, but you know, maybe that's the one part of the game I would look up a guide for, but that's a personal opinion. I mean, you've never played any of the other games. That's probably the reason why I don't like to talk about Final Fantasy, because I don't feel like I'm in the position to talk about it. But speaking of Square games, when you're playing Devil May Cry 6, shut up, Orion. I hate you, dog. So you don't have another game in the series compared to 15. And Brave Default system was so cool, and the enemies could do it too. Oh, the Brave in the default system. Okay, why did the fucking chat die on my screen? Which is a little concerning because it's also dead in the other route, so that's annoying. Oh, that's why? What? What the hell was this? Hold on. Oh, so you're just dead now. What? I love when that happens. It makes no fucking sense. Hold on. Real quick, let me see if I can get this back. Hold on, hold on. All right. Yeah, that was weird. I don't know what happened. All right, anywho. Oh yeah, make you redo stuff. Absolutely. You can ask it on your phone. Turn-based is never boring if the game is good. Agreed. If the combat is fun, and the leveling up system is fun, and the mechanics are fun, then you will always enjoy turn-based. It's just hard to explain to people. Also, speaking of Bravely Default, Switch 2 Remastered, there's a chance it might be uncensored since they're basing it off of the original Japanese release, which is the 0% encounter is not, why the 0% encounter is not in the game. That's right, they added that for Americans. That's like I said, Bravely Default is a title that I low-key want to get. Low-key. I'm very conflicted how I feel about it. I don't know. I'm in a very I don't know position with that title. I would like a physical release of it, but I'm not a big fan of the game keycard thing. I wish Pokemon had more spin-offs coming out. If they're slowing down releases, I love for a new Mystery Dungeon or a new Pokemon Ranger. Maybe ecology game based off the anime special they did. I think the problem is that Pokemon spin-offs, in some ways, I think had to correlate with like marketing plans. And I don't even know which companies did those titles. And are those companies still in business? Because I don't think those were all of it. Bro, I keep telling people about the 3DS version. And like, Jesus Christ. I don't know. I'm very conflicted with it. Bravely Default's a weird position for me. Because I played the original. I have the original. I like the original a lot. I have every Bravely Default game. I have 1, 2, and 2. And you have to say it that way or else it doesn't make sense. I'm curious if they would have improved The World Ends With You, Neo, or Neo, The World Ends With You. I think that one definitely could have used some improvements, but we'll see. I don't know. We're in a very weird space. A lot of people have been talking about Switch 2 and talking about whether or not we're going to get like quality third-party support. I'm going to be real with you. That shit is up in the air. And what? It's like I see a gnat and it's pissing me off. See, I have the light here so I can see the light, and the light is fucking with me because I think I'm seeing a gnat. But I may not be seeing a gnat. I might be just going crazy again. I didn't take my pill, actually. Hold on. Let me take my pill. This actually like is a legit thing. I should have took a pill, but that's not. I did the joke so it would kind of work with that. Hold on. Congrats, app man. Neo is an uncapped frame rate, so it sure worked well on Switch 2. Good. Well, like I've said before about Switch 2's third party, regardless of what people have been saying, it's in the same boat as me trusting Xbox's first party again. Like, you gotta prove that shit. You can't just fucking say, we're gonna support, because as Switch fans and as Nintendo fans, we know we get lied to on the daily. Whew. I had Chinese food earlier, and I smelt that one. Honestly, I love if Coliseum became its own spin-off series. Why not make Stealing Pokemon its own series? I think because of how Pokemon wants to present themselves, Pokemon's in a weird spot where sometimes it doesn't like to present itself as evil, and as a result, you get these weird games that never really commit to what the game is about. Like even Coliseum and XD, you could steal Pokemon, and that was like the main mechanic, but the game kind of was in a weird position. Also, considering the company that made it never really got their hands on that IP again, I don't really know. Plus, now that we're in 3D, I think it costs more money to do spinoffs, and I think Pokemon, and unfortunately, a lot of the spinoffs have died. Like most companies don't do 16 spinoffs anymore because it just costs too much money. At that point, you might as well just make like the main franchise, unless it's something like Persona where the main franchise makes less money than the spinoff. I think this generation of consoles is going to last a bit longer due to how unstable the economy is and how unstable the gaming industry has been for the last 5 years. I could see that, but I also see them trying to make more money off of it. Like there's already been talks of a PlayStation 6, and talks of a new Xbox like hybrid console. Like Those conversations are already happening. Realistically, I think that's something people need to be more aware of. That people are just gonna follow Nintendo in the hybrid space, which would be interesting. I don't think it would really help PlayStation much because they're barely making games as it is. That's rude. That's so rude. Why are they just barely making games? Was there any other gaming news that I should have talked about? Now I think about it though, because some things I didn't want to like retread the same information to a degree. There's been more talk about the Yakuza. There's been some creative voices. I did post a couple questions on Twitter, so I guess I'll ask it here just to see what people think about it. Which company of the big three do you think the game industry would be better without? So between Nintendo, Xbox, and Sony, which of those three do you think the game industry would be better if they weren't around? Please leave your thoughts in the comment section right now while I look at some other stuff. I'm looking just to see what other new stuff came out. Let me go to Gematsu. I always go to Gematsu because Gematsu has news. I saw that we got the confirmation for Virtua Fighter 5 for the Switch 2. There's been some Kingdom Hearts 4 screenshots that I don't really care about. Really, I am surprised, Donnie. Because I'm pretty sure doesn't Persona still sell... Hasn't Persona recently been selling higher than SMT though? Or am I wrong? I think the Switch 2 is going to get third-party support due to how these companies need the money for their inflated budgets. Fuck, I got completely thrown off on this. For inflated budgets for more mid games. I mean, that's probably true. I mean, we already know that Square is probably going to be putting anything and everything on everything, so not too surprised. Persona has not overtaken SMT. Gotcha. Microsoft because they're laying off even more people, which, defeats the purpose of buying all these studios and then still destroying people's lives. Nintendo won't use key cards for their games. Yeah, I saw that. Persona 5 X key card got leaked. Nintendo Switch 2 full stats are out. Red Dead Redemption 2 might be coming to Switch 2. GTA 4 remake rumor. There's a gnat in here, and it's about to piss me off, and I'm going to do something stupid in a minute. Game chat requires your phone number? What? I have seen nothing on that. Game chat requires your phone number. What do you mean, Mel? The Kingdom Hearts thing, I'm just not. I'm gonna be real with you. After we passed 3 and when the way 3 handled itself and ended, I'm not excited. I'm not even excited about the art style. You made Sora look human. And I'm like, damn it, y'all. Stop doing live. Let him be cartoony and goofy. No pun. Some of these screenshots just don't look interesting, dog. It's like, hey, he's on a city street. This is like, I think one of these just looks like Big Hero 6's world, just less cartoony. And it doesn't look any more interesting to look at. Hey, here's a new set of Heartless and Nobodies and Unversed and whatever else we can throw in the game in a city landscape. Looks like it's a DC and you're about to go into the convention center. And you're like, guys, can we go back to Disney Worlds and make it? It makes me mad because this is a Disney and Final Fantasy crossover. And it feels like with the third game, they just stopped trying. You could have finally fixed this, maybe gave them all unique worlds and interesting things to do. And now I'm just looking at him. This looks like 3's hub. I hate the way Sora looks. I hate it. I hate it. Wearing normal shoes? What's wrong with you? Get goofy with it. That's the other thing I don't like. The realism kick we've been going through. Realism. No, I'm an escapist. I want escapism shit. I like cartoons, anime. Get goofy with the designs. Have fun with it. Be silly. Well, let me get out in the parking lot and fight me some Heartless. Hey, get your Toyota Mazda out of here, bro. It's available now at leading retailers. All right, let's get it. Let me crank up this old Keyblade real quick. And then let me go get my driver's license. My name is Sora. We don't know my last name. Like, damn, can I? Oh, bro, I miss it. I miss my cartoony Kingdom Hearts. But you can play as Mickey in Kingdom Hearts 4. Who gives a shit? He's in his old outfit, by the way. He looks like, well, hold on. I can't. I need to zoom into this image, actually. Open a new tab. I can't zoom into the image, can I? Hold on. Yes, I can. Let's see. But you can play as Mickey on top of some chandeliers. Who gives a fuck? It's not funny. I'm just angry, dog. I'm angry. Because I feel like my time is being wasted and it angers me. I'm tired of them playing with me with Kingdom Hearts, bro. Which Switch 2 game are you excited for the update for? The 12 they talked about, because I'm looking through now. ARMS, it seems like ARMS it's probably going to get upscaled to 1440 and then get maybe better frame rate improvements for multiplayer matches, which is really weird to add to ARMS, but okay. And then HDR support. Big Brain, don't care. Captain Toad, don't care. Clubhouse Games, don't care. Game Builder Garage. I do like that Game Builder Garage gets mouse controls. I think that's cool. I don't know why Mario Maker isn't in here. Maybe I haven't looked far enough down. New Super Mario Brothers U just gets improved visuals, which fine. Then your Sword and Shield. I mean, not Sword and Shield. Scarlet and Violet. Bowser's Fury gets improved visuals, smoother frame rate, which, to be fair, 3D World wasn't. I don't really understand what they're gonna do for 3D World. 3D World ran at 60 already. Now maybe for Bowser's Fury, sure, but I don't really see what you're really gonna do for 3D World frame rate rise unless you're gonna put that bitch at 120. And I don't know if I believe that personally, but we'll see. Let me see. Odyssey's getting visuals and HDR support, so probably upscaling. Then you got Echoes of Wisdom. They mentioned visuals, but they definitely should also be mentioning frame rate for both of those games, because those games are not just fine. Oh, sorry, I didn't even look at the chat for a hot minute. Let's see. I'm gonna assume Devil May Cry 6 fucked up Square so badly. Definitely, they didn't make money off that game, or not enough. I watched the vid explaining the problem with Unreal Engine. They said that it's much easier to use assets that are more realistic. Is that it? Oh my, so it's cheaper. So that's why everything's going realistic, because it's harder to do cartoony stuff. That sucks if that's the truth. By the way, KH4 already said that won't be all realistic looking, so it's not much of an issue. And Kingdom Hearts is a lot of things that isn't true, so we'll see. Kingdom Hearts 4 is a day one for me. Nope. I need to see way more of that game before I commit to any day one anything for that game. Remember, $80 games, guys. I don't really want to worry about the resolution of frames, so I'm not excited about the any update. I'm excited about the new Kirby content, though, of course. Game Builder Garage needs a way to share the levels, because what the fuck? Do you know the English voice actress for Sakura sang Jump Up Superstar and voices Pauline? Oh, really? Huh. Actually, the Pauline part doesn't surprise me too much, because if you listen to Pauline's voice, you can kind of hear Sakura in it. It's in like little clips. Plus, with that whole Donkey Kong thing from a few months ago, I'm curious how that's going to correlate. I would actually like it if like Pauline became like more of a mainstay for DK, so she could get reused again. And maybe that's what they plan to do with her. Since Pauline seems to be getting re-correlated with everything with Donkey Kong anyway. Even in Odyssey, she was correlated with New Donk City. So, well, once again, I like them getting experimental. So throwing Pauline back into Donkey Kong, I'm 100% down for. I think they recently showed the redesign for Diddy as well. Diddy's is nowhere near as crazy, but there are a couple things. Like, for example, Diddy has teeth now. What the hell? Oh my God. No, even stop. I'm talking a bunch of shiatsu. Don't mind me. I like to talk in narratives because it's funny to me. Hashtag I'm a bad person. No, let me chill out. What else was I looking at? What the hell? Oh my God. Oh, I just see chaos. What the fuck? All right, let me look. Ugh, I would rather play a remake of Scarlet and Violet than to play a new Cage game. Jesus Christ, Ryan. But where's the baby roll at? Please don't get into that, dog. Please don't get into that. I can't be bothered. Not with the diddler. The diddler. Oh my goodness. I think my bladder is starting to crush on me, y'all. I think I drank too much, yo. It might be bad, bro. It might be bad, bro. But it's okay, man. We're gonna make it out of here. So I guess how are we feeling about going into the Switch 2 now? A lot of more information's come out. There's been some conversations had, like how is the fan base feeling as an overhaul? We're gonna still get a lot of drama. That's gonna be an issue probably for the first year entirely. I know some more outlets are starting to get more stocks and midnight launches for the console. Just how's everybody feeling? Because it's been interesting, and it seems to be getting more interesting if anything else. I think I'm excited for it at this point. I just what the hell are those? Are those emojis, Goki? Well, gotta go. Gonna see the rest after. All right, night, Donnie. Let me see. What the hell is that? Sorry, for some reason, fucking what was I gonna say? YouTube has been on some weird shit for me lately, and it's kind of ticking me off. I'm not happy about it, personally. Oh, yeah, you're emojiing up this thing, man. It's insane, bro. I'm trying to check something real quick. None of that is interesting to me. Yeah, I don't really have anything else. Because I don't want to go too much into Switch 2 stuff because realistically, one, I said I was going to go crazy with it. Two, we're going to have to talk about it. I'm going to talk about it on the Just As Loose on Monday. And then three, there's not too much extra I can really say anyway. There wasn't like a lot of news. I just didn't like the narrative conversation that was going on. That, since we're spending $80 now, we need to be more careful about where we spend our $80. And did you know that games less than $80 were quality titles too? Oh, really? There was more quality titles? No fucking way. I mean, I'm coping with the Diddy jokes. Okay, you're gonna steal my soul with the diddler. Okay, I deal with a lot of trauma on a daily basis. I deal with human beings all the time. You will not steal my soul just because you want to talk about the diddler on here. Unless it's Diddy Kong. We like Diddy Kong a lot, actually. It looks like the tariff wars are over, but so certain PC parts won't become overpriced. It's good. I'm excited. because I don't need to spend any more money, even though I probably will because I'm crazy. One might say I'm insane. I'm so funny. I'm not funny. Let me chill out. This is why I don't like it when I stream for too long, because then I start talking a bunch of shit that doesn't matter. And then it's like, boy, get off the stage. Like I feel like someone in the back is like, turn it off. You're just rambling, man. What's the intent? No, we don't care. We don't want to hear none of that. Turn that TV off. You ain't doing nothing but talking a bunch of bullshit, which is true. BSing is in my blood. It's something I like to do a lot. But I probably shouldn't, in all honesty. But it's so easy and it's so fun, so why not? It is actually fun. This is very fun. But no, I do want to say really quickly thank you guys for the support as of lately. We've been making a strong grind into partnership levels. We're not there yet. We have like another 700, I think. 700 views to approach. But no, in all seriousness though, thank you for the support. Y'all think the tariff thing was like a good idea in the long run or no? That's a better question. Actually, speaking of something. Like was Trump doing tariffs a good thing as an overall idea, or do y'all think it was stupid and it caused us a lot of grief? I'm just curious. I'm just curious to see how you guys feel about it. I know some people are like yay and some people are like nay, but I'm just curious how people are feeling about it. Like, why did Trump waste our time with these fucking tariffs, man? Too much shit happened, bro. It was bad. We shouldn't have done it at all. Or is it the opposite? You have no clue? Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I wanted someone to be like, who gives a shit? I don't care. This sounds like American politics. You think I have investment in American politics? I can't even be bothered to give a fuck on a normal day. You want me to do it about the economy? Now prices are going up. Hey man, it's a fair view. That's how you feel that we've been swindled, bamboozled. It's all good. All I know is that in order to get my Hall Live shit, I had to pay $150. Did you actually spend $150, bro? Did you spend $150? He was fine at first and then he fucked up. How am I supposed to cop my anime and game merch now? Oh yeah, that part. I do remember that. That was a... We'll see. I don't know if really, I didn't really see much in the prices change for that. And realistically, I think that's going to affect... The problem is that China, we're kind of coming to the close of it. So I'm curious if there's going to be any net gains in the long run. But I won't know until time tells me. And time hasn't told me. Also, don't get me on anime again, bro. I can't even get like so many of my series anymore, and it just pisses me off. Because the American anime industry is trash. It's so bad, bro. It makes me angry where our anime industry is at now. Got these mediocre ass dubs, these subpar ass, this subpar ass quality distribution options, and I'm just like, man, this sucks. It sucks, man. It just sucks. I already bought it 6 months ago. Then I got the notification saying it was going to be delivered. To get another notification saying it was on hold, had to pay $150 5 days before it was going to be sent back. Jesus Christ. So just chaos ensues. I got a couple boxes on hold now. I got that's my cart. That's not what I wanted. I wanted... What do I have in here? This is... What is this? Oh, the Magi volumes. My Magi volumes are still on hold because they fucking haven't restocked them. But for some reason they were available to buy, which kind of pisses me off because I didn't get to finish my Magi collection. So if I don't finish my Magi collection, y'all can best believe I'm going to end it all. And then, 100 Girlfriends. Wait, did I already? No, that's the one in April. So that's not the one that hasn't shipped yet. Oh, I'm still waiting for Don to Don's Blu-ray to come out. And that comes out next month, so I still have another month for that. But man, y'all don't know how annoyed I get with like the American anime industry, that if you bought certain titles, they're just not available anymore. Dub voice actors are sad that they're not doing. I don't think I got it. No, the gnat's gonna piss me off, y'all. Y'all do not understand. The gnat's gonna make me so angry. Nintendo pushed up their accessory prices up, and companies will definitely take this as an excuse to raise prices. Dub voice actors are sad that they're not doing anything to get you fired. Amazon was going to tell what the tariffs do to prices of their products, but I imagine someone tapped on their shoulder and said, stop that. They're like, hold up. Wait, you fuckers. Yeah, but like, just to speak about it real quick, like the American anime industry has been so trash. As of recently, I've been less inclined to buy certain titles because of the distrust I have in like in the companies themselves. Like for example, NIS. And I've talked about it before, but I have various box sets from NIS, which you can't see. I'll grab some classics. Yeah, I'll grab Working. So Working is a series that I absolutely love. I'm very happy I was fortunate to get the entirety of it before it all went out of hell. NIS used to make these really cool box sets for fucking Working that I thought were really cool. They're like these hard box covers that had like the DVDs and the Blu-rays in them. And it was like a complete set. And this thing I think right now is worth like $300 because you can't buy it anywhere. And then Aniplex said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take over for the licensing of it. And then we went down to these shitty ass small fucking coverings. And I'm like, whoa, that's so good. I really wanted my Wagneria experience to be chopped down into the small bit. And then it also costs, what was it, $69 for half of a season, which is only 13 fucking episodes. Y'all don't know, I'm so ready to make another fuck Aniplex video. I'm waiting on it. I'm fiending. I'm absolutely fiending to do it. And I have the ammo. Every time I think I don't have the ammo, I got the ammo. It's my ability to be a villain that stops me. But man, like people don't realize how many shows Aniplex had control over that like got absolutely hoed in that whole transition. Like Sekirei. Sekirei, by the way, is still something that gets absurdly popular on my channel for whatever reason because people just really like this show. The show has 2 seasons. I have 2 copies of the first season. Yeah, because this is the original one I bought back in the day because I think it has Boobies for the Win on the back of it. Yeah, there it is. This is the old one. And then they later released, where is it? They later released like this combo pack, right? And I also have the manga for Sekirei. But Aniplex fucked up the production of this, and then they gained the access to sell it, and now I don't even know if you can buy Sekirei. Is Sekirei even available to buy anymore? Let's look. It should be because it's fairly popular and people still talk about it. Can you even get Sekirei? Let's see. No, you can't get anything Sekirei actually. You can't get the anime. You can't even get the fucking manga. That's wild to me. There's no way that's true. There's no way that's true. You can't get anything Sekirei. Hold on. There's no way this is true. No, it is. What the fuck? Can you get anything Zatch Bell related anymore? Yeah, you can get the Blu-rays in a Kyo figure. And then what about... What's another one I could pick from? Oh, what about Oh My Goddess? Man, I hate. Oh, you can get the volumes for Oh My Goddess, but not all of them. Only like a chunk of them. Let's see. You can get volume 7, 4 through 7, 6415 3 1 through 3 bundle 2 and a Bell Dandy figure. What? Make another Aniplex vid. I wouldn't be able to support those practices. I've noticed anime's getting pretty expensive. Not an any penis. Jesus. Did you hear about Zatch Bell 2? There's a manga sequel. I did hear about it, but it's hard. The new series is going hard. I heard good things about Zatch Bell sequel 2. It's unfortunate that as an American, there's no way for me to support the series anymore. The only thing that's available is the fucking movies for the original series, and we have no dub because we can't get nice things anymore. Y'all realize how much this is weird that this collection behind me has gotten rare and rare without me trying. Y'all realize how much I could sell some of this shit for? It kind of blows my mind, honestly, how much some of this shit is now. I still have like one of the rarest forms of Zatch Bell in the States that is not available in any other way for you to watch, for you to purchase. This, you can't even find this shit anywhere to buy, by the way. The fucking the season ones, which is like 50 something. These are the original like American dub seasons, but they're all here. I can watch everything up until the end of the Milordo Z stuff, Zophis. I have all of it. This thing existed for a handful of minutes, and now you can't even. I don't even think you can buy it. I think it's so rare that it doesn't even show up for like on eBay. But I think the last time I checked, it didn't even show up on eBay. Let's go take a trip real quick while I'm thinking about it. Last time this gnat's gonna piss me off because it's already flown by my face like it wants to start a fight, and they don't know. I'm ready to end it all right now. Let's see, Zatch Bell. Did anyone even have this season 1 and 2 box set? I don't think they do. Because it was only available for a very short time. Yeah, everyone's talking about the card game right now. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see if we can fix this. Let me see. Yeah, seasons 1 and 2. No, this is like some bootleg Chinese shit. Yeah, this thing goes for $400. Yeah, $400 you can buy it for. $3.99, $3.99. Then you have the original old volumes. This gnat's gonna. Fuck! No! One of these days, bro. Yeah, the complete collection's fucking $400. So this box set right now is worth $400. And there's only 2 people selling it on eBay. It's not even being sold anywhere else. Everyone else selling like the original singles from back in the day. Which kind of is wild to me, but like just fuck, bro. And Zatch Bell isn't even that old. Then you got things like Duro sitting up over here. Which I don't even know if that's buyable anymore. This series. I can't even get the second season because the second season's all over the place because, Aniplex was a dick. I think this was the first series I ever bought from Aniplex. And I love Duro to death. Don't get it twisted. But man, fuck. I mean, dubbing this gnat is about to piss me off, bro. I'm about to get the spray and just kill everything in this room. And then die from toxin poisoning. By the way, Zatch Bell 2 has the best MILF now. Who's the MILF? Most of our main cast should just be adults or, possibly dead. I'm glad to see Zatch Bell 2 is going strong. I just hate that it'll never get its proper adaptation like it deserves. The first season never got its adaptation. I would love for it to get it. I just don't think it's going to. Let me see. Durara. I can't spell Durara. Jesus Christ. As I say, it's called... Oh, yeah, you're talking about the light... What is it? Dura SH, I think is what it's called. Yeah, this box set goes for 300 now. This is the Blu-ray for the first season. It goes for 300, which is kind of hilarious to me to some degree. But yeah, this American box set goes for 300, possibly. Yeah, 300, borderlining 400. And then if I want to buy if I want to buy season 2, then son of a bitch, I have to suffer in 4K. I'm not looking forward to it, and I hate that shit. Fuck damn, the Aniplex Blu-rays are all over the place. Who do you think is the MILF? The MILF. Oh, wait. Kyo, Tia, Zach, Megumi. Who would be the MILF? That means she would have had to been. Oh, is it Wan Ray and Leanne? Is it Leanne? Did her and Ron Ray have a child? I don't know why I can't pronounce his name all of a sudden. If it's Leanne, I may have gotten that name wrong. Let me see. Who else could it be? Who else? Who else? Who else? Who else? It's been a while. I gotta refresh myself on the. I don't know, Ryan. You definitely gonna have to tell me because it's been a minute since I've looked. But yeah, fucking, I'm so mad at how some of these freaking. Yeah, look at this. This is it the Aniplex releases? No, they're not. These are the original. These are like the. What are these actually? Sorry, I'm like slightly distracted because I'm looking at like how to buy some of these like old. See, it makes me mad. Even the fucking like Ragnaria, the new Ragnaria box that they have, which is the is it the new Ragnaria? No, that's the other one. I'm lying. Even season 3 of Ragnaria is like almost $300 by itself. It's fucking astounding. No, it's best girl, best girl, best girl, best girl, best girl. Best girl. No, you're going to have to tell me that one. I don't know who best girl is for you and Zatch Bell. We don't have enough Zatch Bell conversations to get into the nitty gritty. I want that to be stated, y'all. We need to have more. We need to have more, but we don't have enough Zatch Bell conversations for me to know who your best girl is. So I'm not going to make a claim to something that I don't know. It'd be different if I was more confident, but I'm not because I suffer from lack of insecurity. No, I didn't say that right at all. What the fuck? Why does the Diamond Unbreakable have a Shonen Jump sticker on the top? Shouldn't this be Viz? Why is this? Oh, they did such a weird decision with this. This is not even a steelbook, is it? It's not. It looks like a steelbook, but it's not. This should be part 2. This should be the episodes. Yeah, this is through 39. This is all of JoJo part 4. I'm proud of my collection, but man, some of the shit in here, it's crazy that some of this shit is just never available. Some of this stuff cannot be bought again. Can I even buy Mayo Chiki and Angel Beats on Crunchyroll anymore? Is that a possible thing? Probably fucking not, and it bums me out. Just think of Donnie and it'll come. Think of Donnie. That doesn't help me. How that does not help me, Orion, bro. You're going to have to tell me this. I'm going to just be real with you. Can I buy Mayo Chiki? Or, you can't even buy Mayo Chiki's anime box set anymore? That's crazy. It was a 13 episode series and I can't buy that anymore. What was the other one I was looking at? Angel Beats. Angel Beats gotta be fucking available still. Angel Beats. French. French. Is Angel Beats not available? There's no way that's true. Come on, bro. What? You can't find Angel Beats? Bruh, there's no way this is real. Hold on. I'm so angry right now. The Angel Beats Blu-ray isn't even on here? Dog, Crunchyroll, get your shit together. This is absurd. Wait, how much does the Angel Beats Blu-ray go for? Sherry. Sherry's French? Like, Sherry's French? I think because the dough would actually go over way to, I guess technically she is, but I didn't think of her as French. Angel Beats. Sorry, I'm so flabbergasted at the lack of what the hell is this? How are you selling the Angel Beats Blu-ray for $159? You're fucking assholes. It goes for 70? When did this bitch start going for 70? I'm so angry. Also, you've got to link a picture of Sherry then. I need to see what Sherry looks like if that's the case. Oh my god, I'm so angry right now. The anime industry's gotten worse. This what do you mean? This goes for $70 to $90, and if it's graded, it goes for fucking more than that? What the fuck? To give context, what I'm talking about is this show. This phenomenal show right here apparently goes... This show right here is not going for $70. This Blu-ray. This is not anything crazy. It's just 2 discs. This bitch is now going for $70. God. I mean, it's not that old, is it? What year is this? This is 2011. Oh, no, that was 14 years ago. Damn. Let me stop talking, bro. I'm so sad. I'm so sad. Oh, I'm so sad. It was oh my god. What? Oh my goodness. I just bummed myself out. What? That was 14 years ago? Oh my god. Oh, I'm so sad, bro. What the fuck? Y'all don't understand. What in the world? I'm bummed out. I hated all of that. I hated this cold reality that just came and approached me like this. Son of a bitch. Damn. Jesus Christ. Oh, that's the link? Oh, I gotta get on the... I gotta pull this up on my YouTube. I gotta pull this up on the chat box. Come on, load, you coward. Load. No, load, you coward. Need to check. Let me see. What does she look like? What does she look like? Well, that's just her normally, so that's definitely not it. Yeah, this is just all her normal look. These are all her anime looks. Where's her... They didn't... Yeah, it doesn't go immediately to the picture. Does it not show her when she's older? I remember seeing her in this version, but this isn't really... The Brago's like huge and shit. Not in love with Brago's design. Yeah, Sherry looks fine. I wouldn't call it like crazy. I remember seeing Brago's new design, but Sherry didn't look crazy different to me. So I'm a little distracted. Do we get to see their child, by the way? Her body got fucked up though. They got them boxing already. Brago's design kind of throws me off a little bit in the time skip, but I'm fine with it. It's not the worst thing in the world. Yeah. Not the craziest thing in the world, but now they've just made him a powerhouse. A good God, Jesus. Anyway, sorry. Sherry had a kid. That's insane to me, but I can agree with it. Hey, man, do what you gotta do, bro. Do what you gotta do, bro. Do what you gotta do. As you can see, we've completely gone off the rails of talking about anything coherent, but that's part of the joy of these streams is just to shoot this shit. I did find, fun fact, going back to gaming for a second. So there's an old gaming store by me. And Tyrone was talking about how he wanted an N64. So I bought him an N64 that I'll give him the next time I see him, which I don't know when that'll be, but he'll have it. Because apparently where he's at, he can't get an N64, which doesn't make sense to me. If anything, retro gaming has gotten more popular. So to me, I'm surprised that he can't. It's not in bad condition at all, actually. It looks pretty good. I need to do something with that Vita I bought I bought a Vita like a while ago and did nothing with that bitch. I feel bad. There are things to do with the Vita, and it's just kind of sitting here because I don't know what to do with it. I also kind of forgot about it. The biggest problem about being like into technology and gaming and anime is that you have very expensive hobbies. You know how much this is probably hundreds of thousands of dollars I've spent just on fucking collections. And I'm mad because some of it isn't done. Like for example, at the bottom there is iShow 21. There are 37 volumes of iShow 21 and I only have 23 of them. And I wanted all 37. And I'm missing 14. And if you're curious, iShow 21's volumes are insanely expensive. Like, if let's say I wanted iShow volume 24. Shield. Let's see. If you just wanted to buy volumes 1 through 21, $458. If I wanted to buy volumes 1 through 31, $500. iShow volume 22, which is the one I have 22 already. But 22 is $40. Just to get 22, $40. If I want to get 27, $100. If I want to get 29, $85. $170 for 30, $70 for 33, $270 for the last volume. 21. The volume I have, the fact that I have volumes 1 through 23 is already like worth an absurd amount of money. But volume 21, which I own, is $40. 23, which is what I own, is $35. 24, which is the next volume I want, is $40 fucking dollars. 32, $35. Some of these are not fuck you expensive, but some of them are like offensively expensive and it pisses me off. Volume 26, fucking $179. 29, $129. The entire set, $1,576.04. Volume 20, $28. Volume 35. What is this? $18. 36. Volume 36, the second to last volume, is $525. I was talking about like how expensive volumes are. So to give you context, iShow 21 right here is what I have, right? iShow 21 has 37 volumes. I have up to 23. Volumes 24 through 37 are expensive as fuck. So I'm going on eBay and looking to see how crazy the prices are and just talking about them. The fact that volume 36, the second to last volume of Eyeshield 21, is $500 is absurd. But volume 25 is only $55. But volume 26 is $150. I'm like, God damn it, y'all. It's not like I need all of this shit, but I hate having an incomplete set. And I wish I had grinded this shit out. I wish I had sat down and grinded out buying all of Eyeshield, because now I'm angry that I don't have it. Same thing for Magi. Magi, I don't have the finished product of, and I hate that. Same thing for Blue Exorcist. I don't have the finished product of that one, and it makes me angry because it's such a good series and I wanted to support it, and I can't because I took too long to buy it. Because unfortunately they wanted you to buy this shit immediately. And fuck you, I didn't want to do that. Shit sucks, bro. Shit sucks. I hate it here. It bums me out. It bums me out, y'all. Y'all don't understand, yo. Fucking volume 21, $40. Volume 11 through 15, almost $100. Volume 1 is $30 by itself. Volume 21 is also fucking $75. This is gonna be a bitch and a half to buy eventually. But part of me just wants the whole series. Not that I need it. I don't need it. But it does make me angry that I don't have it. Personally. Eyeshield 21, 37th volume, fucking $360. And the only chance I have for them to reprint the manga is if the anime got like a re-adaptation. If they readapted it, they might renew interest in the manga, which would justify them reprinting the manga. But that would be the only reason why they do it. Although I think I do have 2 copies of Volume 1, weirdly enough. That's always something. I do have my new 3DS, but I did want a new 3DS too. I wanted a new 2DS, and that bitch is like $400 now because I waited too long. I should have bought that one earlier, but you know, we're poor and the economy's high, so you know, I didn't want to do all that. I don't like doing it. Sometimes I'm very proud of my collection, but man, my collection stresses me the fuck out. I didn't even look to see how much Magi volumes are, which are things I'm definitely gonna have to go look for. My rule now is either I finish the series or I don't do it at all. Black Clover, I'm almost done. Yeah, Magi's set is kind of all over the place, but Magi's also older, so it's not as bad. I mean, Magi's newer, so it's not as bad, but still. Did I ever buy the anime for Magi? I don't even think I ever did that. Yeah, they did used to track the 2DS. You're absolutely right. Yeah, you're right. Even the Magi volumes are already fucking going up in price. I'll just say this, if I ever get into some financial trouble, I know I need to just start selling volumes. Or my English copies of fucking Pokemon games. Which fucking cracks me up every time. But yeah. I don't want to ramble too much. One of these days I'll do something specifically for the manga and like really break it down. I think I've taken out my collection before, but every time I go through it, it just creates this long night of me putting shit back up. And sometimes I don't need to fucking do that. So, you know, oh, also you can't see me. That's bad. Hello, my honey. Hello, my lady. Hello, my ragtime. Being insane has its perks. When people don't expect much from you, they can't be disappointed. Alright, let me stop talking. I'm talking a bunch of shit again. I apologize, y'all. I'm deprived of something. I haven't really figured out what, but I'm deprived of something. I'm fucking... My boy, you rambling again? Yes, sir. What you doing that for? Because I don't fucking listen, man. That's why. Why ain't you listening? Mind your business, man. Mind your motherfucking business. Ah, I'm so stupid. I'm so stupid. Let me chill out, bro. Oh my goodness. But nah, I think that's generally it. I think we're gonna chill out for the day. We're already at like almost 2 hours, and unless there's something you guys want to we just sit here and chill and talk about. If you want to give me a topic and we can meander for a little bit longer if you want. It's almost midnight here. I keep doing this as if the chat isn't right here. I see you guys. I see you guys and I'm just so rude. I'm so fucking rude, yo. I don't give you guys the attention you deserve, okay? That's how I got one from GameStop? Really? GameStop still sells the 2DS, actually. If I go look, I think GameStop absolutely still sells 2DSs, but they're probably expensive as fuck now. Which reminds me, I'm still paying money for GameStop Pro. Yep, they're already like, hey, look, we're doing midnight releases for the Switch 2. Although they're freaking... Man, I didn't know they were still doing TCG Tuesdays? Huh. That's interesting. What's today? They do Beyblades? That's fucking surprising. I didn't know they had these fucking, like, things. Which store is even doing, Are these guys doing a release, though? It shows me a list of stores, but it doesn't really tell me if they're doing a release. It just says they're in the area. It doesn't do me any favor. $289. They made the new seasons of Blue Exorcist back. Yeah, they did. I was surprised how much Blue Exorcist love got all of a sudden. I have a good chunk of that manga too. How are you guys about collecting anime and manga? Is that just kind of over for you guys or no? I need to get the new Beyblade game for Nintendo Switch. I love Beyblade. I watch all the anime seasons. Really? Part of me thinks it's kind of crazy that it still exists, but I can respect the love and attention. I guess these are participating stores, but it doesn't really tell me that they're participating in the thing. It's just like, hey. There's nothing else. Actually, let me see. Nah, I'm still collecting. What are you collecting right now, Ryan? What series are you collecting? Just out of curiosity. Let me see for the 3DS. Of course, they don't show it. I gotta go looking for it. Oh, now I guess it's considered retro gaming. It bums me out. It's considered retro gaming. Is it? Where is it? That's the Wii. Oh, here it is. I still need to get the second manga box set for Quintessential Quintuplets. You better hurry up, bruh. Do they have the console in here? Or is this just the games? No filter. Give me the 3DS, but give me like the... They don't give me just the console. I just want to see the consoles available. I know I can get 3DS games still pretty easily, and that'll die soon too. Oh, Soul Eater. I don't really buy anime or manga too much. It's an expensive hobby. I might buy this one volume of a series at this point. The collections I want to finish are Fairy Tail, Pokemon Avengers, and maybe Soul Eater. You talking about the anime or the manga for Soul Eater is my question. Because if you're going to finish Soul Eater, you need to go ahead and get Soul Eater now. The older the series is, the quicker you might want to buy it. Why is that glitching out? I hate this. We're just going to hide the chat for a minute. I'm just going to read off the phone. Because apparently it wants to keep dying on me, and I need to figure that out later. That is not what I wanted. Let me see. didn't even show the... How's this retro gaming and I can't get the fucking... I guess I should have just looked up the Nintendo 3DS. Let's see. All messages. I'm trying to get all the volume of Fukui manga for Soul Eater. Of course, Soul Eater and Fire Force's creator is a great writer. Oh, I guess I can still get a new 2DS XL. That's not bad. They got it for like $275, $280. It's not terrible. Is it actually available? It is available. But I don't have any extra money right now to be spending on this shit. Let me see. I don't collect anime as much. Well, that's because this hobby is expensive, and the only good thing about this stuff is that the resale value will be crazy. But you're gonna have to pick and choose what you want to resell. Like, it wasn't until recent years I found out how expensive like Pokemon, how much like Pokemon games go for in the US. Like, I think I sold, what did I sell recently? I think I sold either Platinum or Diamond for like 300. It was ridiculous. And that was probably still lowball it, but I didn't care because he always donated. It was one of my supporters who always donated to me, so I didn't really feel as bad. And it's for a game that I realistically have no reason to keep owning. I can say that about my entire collection, realistically. This entire collection, realistically, I don't necessarily need. But I like having it. Because I'm a nerd and I like my shit. I like my shit a lot, actually. Speaking of consoles, I just bought a Vita. Oh, you got a Vita too? I hate that I missed that Target sale. They had mini games for $17. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 was $17, but it was too far from me. It's mostly online, which is when I buy. So why buy it if it's expensive? I mean, you can say that about anything though, man. Technically, gaming is in a similar boat. Not as expensive. But the games go through the same process. But you know, we have digital historians will keep those alive. Okay, the gnat is pissing me off. I'm about to... Did I get it? I just saw something fall in front of me. I may have accidentally killed the gnat, y'all. Didn't realize it. Jesus Christ. Let's get it! And I'm Let me chill out! Let me chill out! That's crazy. Pokemon Black and White go for like 100. That's crazy. Omega Ruby goes for almost 60. It's crazy how some of these titles are still like expensive as fuck. And it's mainly Pokemon. Pokemon's like the main ones. Like Ultra Sun and Moon. Well, no, Moon, that's just Moon. Like fucking Kid Icarus is $54. Black and White 2 is not almost 100. Mario and Luigi Partners in Time, $50 still. Fire Emblem kind of dropped. It's like 30 something, but not crazy dropped. It's weird which things stay relevant. Can you even buy the Soul Eater manga easily? I look at Crunchyroll as the easy way to buy the manga, and then I look at the real way. Let's see, Soul Eater. Is Soul Eater manga easy to buy? The anime still available pretty easily. Oh, they have the perfect edition of the manga? Jesus. Yeah, they do. They have like they have a hardback cover. They even have a hardback cover of Soul Eater Not. Even though people don't fuck with Soul Eater Not like that. That's crazy. Yeah. Soul Eater is still relatively easy to buy. That's interesting to know. Did not know that. How about that shit? Okay, the gnat was not dead. God damn it. I hate when this happens to me. I don't expect specific series, but I pick up manga and see if I see it. Not really trying to finish the collection, though Zatch Bell is enticing since I only ever watched the dub. All right, what I miss? Any option on the new Digimon game? I do collect games. What's up, Tyrone? What's up, Richie? We're just talking. We're just talking. Nothing really specific. I had a premise, but we kind of got past all that a while ago. Now we're just talking about collecting and buying things that we care about and this expensive hobby that we as nerds have. I'm reading the chat on my phone because for some reason my browser won't show the chat, which kind of pisses me off, but it is what it is. They'll all burn in hell soon enough for their impudence. And I'll gleefully laugh as they suffer. All those rat bastards, how they'll all suffer. Let's see. I'm trying to check something real quick. I don't really know how far I plan to go with the anime collecting now that I think about it. Black Clover is definitely getting finished because I'm almost done. I'm pretty close. I'm maintaining my consistent interest with the Black Clover manga, and most of it's pretty much done. Like, I'm pretty up to date with Black Clover is the point I'm making. Is the chat gonna pop up? Oh, it did. Thank God. I love manga, but honestly, at this point, I think reading on the computer is best. I don't need a bunch of books. We talked about Kingdom Hearts, Missing Link, Magic the Gathering, Card Scalpers. We talked about Marvel's Thunderbolts and Ironheart, and then we ended on Persona 5X. Oh, okay. Most of those things I talked a little bit about Kingdom Hearts as well. I couldn't talk about Magic because I don't play Magic. I haven't seen Thunderbolts. And Ironheart, Ironheart, I've already said what I wanted to say about Ironheart before, and I didn't look at Persona 5X. Persona 5X is one of those things that just doesn't. I also don't like 5 that much. Hold on a second. I realized. I do still have the Vita. I don't know why it called to me. I feel bad that I didn't do anything with this thing. I do want to mod it or do something to it. I just don't really know what to do to it, unfortunately. But I do feel like I should do something to it. I even got it in the color I liked. That's the crazy part. I got a blue one. I like this. I like this color a lot. I don't know why I'm not possessed to do anything about it. Kind of bums me out. Did I put a screen protector on it, or is that just dirt? No, that's just dirt. That's problematic. I need to clean this. There are definitely things that should be done with the Vita, and I don't know what to do with it. Never touched mine either, and we bought those at the same time during COVID. Yeah, it's a bad habit. We literally bought devices just because we could. Like I said, the biggest struggle is just the fact, it's not gonna cut on. Of course it's not. This takes this charger, doesn't it? Hold on. Does this actually take the same charger? Is that charger still modern enough? Is there a light that's charging anywhere that indicates that it's working? It is charging. It's charging. I don't know if it's gonna cut on. Played Tales on it. Played Tales of Innocence on it. It has English subs. That's right, because you can still use your Vita for things. Weirdly enough, the Vita is still like supported, but like in a very weird way. I always thought that was interesting. That they supported the Vita, but like not really though. Like Sony still allowed it to be connected to your PlayStation consoles, but like they just weren't gonna make no new games for it, and you're just like, what? So why do we have the Vita for? Mind your business and just play the game. But it's like, why did you make this as an option, y'all? Shut the hell up. Okay. Sorry, sir. Sorry for my impudence. I don't think the screen's gonna cut on. I think I had to charge for a while before it cut on. This thing's been sitting out here. The Vegeta's. Do you have a Vita, Richie? The PS4 Golden Machine. I mean, you're right, but at this point, won't people just play their PS4 Golden, play Persona 4 Golden on their Switches? That's kind of at this point, the superior version to play now. But there's no reason to play the Vita version over the PC release. Because aren't they literally the same game? with probably some minor tweaks and differences, because, you know, my whole life has changed. Yeah, it's not going to cut on. I'm going to just let it sit here and charge. It might cut on while we're talking. Needed better support during the actual days. Oh, absolutely. No, but you wish you did. That's fair. Let's see. But no, we're just talking. I still told myself I want to buy a 2DS. I told myself I want to buy a new 2DS XL. And then I keep not doing that. And it bums me the fuck out. The fact that I still have all the cords for this is crazy. I remember I wanted a capture card for my 3DS. And then nothing happened with that. And I'm low-key thankful it didn't, because I didn't need to spend any more fucking money. But I'm like that now. My gaming stuff is so obsessive almost, it's ridiculous. Although I like to say my anime collection is probably more ridiculous. Which is weird, because I'm low-key more proud of it now than I was then. But I don't buy nearly as much. Partially because the quality of shows that have come out just aren't as good as they used to be. And for some reason, I can't get myself to sit down and watch some of this shit. It's kind of crazy to me in retrospect that I still struggle to watch a lot of anime. I can get into a pocket and watch a couple shows, but like, that's it. And that kind of bums me the fuck out. Yeah, you're gonna be on PC now. During the time it came out, I ended up buying a PS3. Fair. Is that the only part of your collection? Someone said earlier, but I think the Nintendo Switch 2 is going to get a lot of third-party support. It has the potential to get a lot of third-party support. I'm not going to just outright say it's going to get third-party support, because motherfuckers keep saying that shit, and then we keep getting lied to, because, you know, developers are asses. What is the only part of my collection, Mel? At the end of the roundtable, I made the announcement I'm streaming Stellar Blade tomorrow night, which will raid into your stream. Oh, did you not? Oh, that's right. I think you bought Stellar, which is funny you say this, considering the PC version of Stellar Blade comes out next month. So it is kind of funny in retrospect. Stellar Blade's a pretty fun experience. I will probably instruct you on how to get the better ending, or the true ending on the first try, so you know you don't get caught up on some bullshit. But Stellar Blade is a really fun experience. I liked it a lot, and I'm currently playing it again because I want the good ending. I got the bad ending, so I want to go get the true ending, which requires a second playthrough. Unless you do some PlayStation Plus cloud manipulation, which, spoiler, I don't have PlayStation Plus, so yeah. It was at the lot. That's right. You're where you live is a weird situation where you don't have retro gaming, but like, you know, you have retro gaming, but you don't have like. No, you don't have retro gaming, but you can rent newer games in libraries, which for me is absurd, because I can't even fucking do any of that. Marvel Rivals, Genshin Impact, Persona 5, X, GTA 6, Persona 3 Reload, and the possibilities are in this. Oh, okay, gotcha. The only thing I'm trying to get into is the MCG. Chill out, Goki. Chill out, Goki. Tyrone, you be talking about how you can't get like an N64, which never made sense to me. I don't understand how any of your retro stores don't have N64s. I mean, hey, look, just be happy they have newer games. I'm surprised that's crazy. It's also a crazy game to rent. You can check out a copy of Catcher in the Rye, and then have Stellar Blade right on top of it. That's hilarious to me. I don't know why. It's just funny. I would like to read The Bridge of Terabithia. And then let me get this anime ass cheeks game. What the fuck? My libraries don't have games. And I think it's just because my library is like small time. Also, because, you know. Is it going to cut on? Nah, it hasn't charged long enough. I'm being impatient because I just wanted to boot the fuck up. See if it has a random update that Sony put out for no fucking reason that bricked the system. Teehee. But no, in all seriousness, Stellar Blade is a great game. It is an absolutely like amazing experience. And I definitely think it was worth owning. And I do have a PlayStation 5. The problem is my PS5 is in the main room. It's like all the way in the front in the den. And it's not over here, which is why some of you have been like, why haven't you played any PlayStation games? Well, because it requires me to move that bitch into here. And I'll be real with you, I don't think I've ever shown you, but the setup I have down here really doesn't have any more space. Well, I probably could fit it one place. But then I have to move my speaker, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Even though I could do that. I don't want to do that. Also, my cord situation is a rat's nest. I'm gonna just be real with you. This shit is atrocious, for lack of a better term. The amount of like cords and shit are everywhere. It's ridiculous. Yeah, it's a Korean developer, so no censorship. Also, I played that bitch in Korean entirely. I think I went over to English like once. I think I'm playing in English now because it's the second playthrough. And I think it does that thing where it puts a bunch of British voice actors. But yeah, I played that game originally in Korean. That's kind of why Expedition's been going in between French and English for me. Although I believe this week is English for Expedition. The PSV Meta theme kind of goated. I thought they censored the stub blade initially and then reverted back after the backlash. I mean, that's true. That could be true, but you know, if you reverse my censorship, that means you learned your lesson. That means I can have my cheeks again. And all know that we can keep the cheeks. The world will be great again. All right, I got a little bit too excited. That's some concerning energy I'm holding in my heart that I need to chill out with. But you know, that's what happens, bro. Oh my goodness. Oh, let me see something real quick. I forgot to favorite that. Wait, I thought she kicked you if you stared at her cheeks too long. Does she? I don't think I've. Well, it depends on how you. What do they define as you staring at her cheeks? Is it one of those like you have to have the camera pointed at one direction and then not touch the camera for a certain amount of time, or is it just if you look at her cheeks for too long, it just happens? Because I don't think it's the latter. Because I've done something similar to that. I haven't just kept the camera still and focused on her ass, but I mean, you're seeing her from a back view most of the time. So I think the other option doesn't make sense to do because you could accidentally trigger that one. This has got to be like an intentional. You're trying to look at her behind and it triggers the animation. So, and that near with my wife, yeah, it could be actually. From what I've seen, camera angle. I mean, it could be. I haven't really. I don't remember that animation, but I also wasn't trying to trigger it, so that might be why I never saw it like that. Kane, what's that one? Kane. Let me stop. I'm about to butcher some Japanese on fucking stream. Oh my goodness. All right, I'm gonna stop. I'm rambling. All right, I think we've hit our limit for the night. I did get I'm at like 17 viewers. I am pleasantly surprised. I appreciate the support, ladies and gentlemen. I absolutely do. Don't ever get it twisted. And thank you. Because you ain't gotta show out like this. You ain't gotta show out like this, yo. Let me chill out. Oh, I need Jesus, bro. Sorry, I'm also looking at I'm looking at to see what manga and anime that's new that I can buy. I still need to catch up on my One Piece volumes, like by a lot, actually. I'm trying to see what they've added to the manga and oh my goodness. Damn, I forgot how cheeked up we've been getting with some of these stories, dog. Although I don't read most of the stuff, but like, man, some of this art's pretty good. Pretty good. I don't know about the quality of the story, but some of this art's pretty good. Let me chill out. Let me chill out before I go to hell. Oh, wow. They put Dear S back out. This is what shit that makes me mad. How is Angel Beats? You can't buy Angel Beats, but you got Dear S out here. Not even the same shit. That's a completely different fucking experience. What are we doing out here, bro? Someone's like trying to fuck with me and my lack of money, and I'm not having it. Oh my, is that the Inuyasha creator? I don't know why certain series are getting reprints and not others. Like, what the fuck is dictating this? Oh, there's Jujutsu Kaisen. I forgot Jujutsu Kaisen volumes are still coming the fuck out. But I also don't buy Jujutsu Kaisen. Oh, Ruri Dragon's manga is finally getting released. It's been a hot minute for that one. Sorry, I'm like completely distracted. I told myself, do I want to start collecting Dandadan's volumes? I have not made a decision. I'm gonna be real with you, because I like Dandadan a lot, and I've been reading the manga. So I said I at least buy the Blu-ray for the first season. I just haven't made the decision if I'm going to. Is that Shield Hero? That is Shield Hero, huh? That's the volume? Yeah, that's the manga. God, 24. Jesus Christ. Collecting manga is more dangerous financially than collecting anime. Anime, you usually got to buy like a couple box sets. But manga, that's a long haul. That's a very long haul dedication. And sometimes it's better just to wait before buying some of this stuff. Is that Grave of the Fireflies? No, I might need to get that. Sorry, y'all. I'm all over the place. I'm so sorry, y'all. Yeah, don't make me get TSS. Chill out. TSS was in here earlier. I know you hate us. Get Powerpuff Girls and Stellar Blade. What? No. Stellar Blade's kind of hard. I wouldn't call it easy. It's kind of hard. It's challenging. Yu Yu Hakusho will still never get reprinted. I'll get the Dandadan volumes in chunks. Get Utena, and Stellar Blade together at the store. Well, I already have Stellar Blade. Tyrone's the one who would need to get it after he finishes playing the rented version. Wait, how long can you... Well, I think now they let you rent them for as long as you want. So, that's always cool. Oh, the Nier? Is it the Nier anime? That is the Nier anime. And it's Aniplex because it's over $100 because fuck you. Oh, they still release Ayakashi Triangle? Huh, that's nice. Eden Zero for the Fairy Tail fans. Blue Lock. I need to chill out, bro. I need to chill out. Yakuza Reincarnation. Oh. They don't even have pictures for this. Tell me where he's finished. Damn. What's up with these thick ass anime girls, bro? It feels like it's just gotten wilder and wilder as time has gone on. I'm genuinely surprised. Let me take the manga out and just see what Blu-rays are coming out, because I forgot. Manga volumes are a lot. There's One Piece. Let's see. Don't care. Chainsaw Man. I thought Chainsaw Man had already came out. What? Oh, it's a limited edition. Yeah, fuck you. No, never. Crunchyroll Steelbook library case? What is this? Oh, it's like a nook to hold the steelbooks. Oh, I see. I already got Paranoia Agent. It's sitting behind me, actually. Grave of the Fireflies, Windbreaker, Ruby, My Hero. Oh, that's the movie. The World Only God Knows. I'm glad to see that one's still available. The Rick and Morty anime. Yeah, it feels like there's not as much. Oh, the Shippuden set. Woo. Dream Eater Mary. I'm surprised that's also here. Oh yeah, that's right. I was gonna get Dangerous in My Heart. No, the season 1's a steelbook. Fuck you. No. I still need to watch the second season for that too. Fuck you, God. No. It sucks, bro. I'm so angry. You have a few You have a favorite Japanese dish? Not really. I haven't had a lot of Japanese dish. I might miss the end of the stream, but I gotta lit up my Niagara Falls into my toilet, so BRB. That's okay, that's fair. I feel like Dandadan shouldn't change its openings for future sessions. People hated the Rick and Morty anime. Did they? Why? What was wrong with it? Actually, I'm gonna put the chat over here so I can still read it while I'm scrolling through anime stuff. Sentai seems to be releasing their stuff. Oh, there's Iruma-kun. I'm surprised TSS didn't buy it. Oh, and there's the Urusei Urusei Yatsura anime. Another classic getting remade. Some more One Piece, Classroom of the Elite. Wow, there is not a lot of new anime being released. That kind of bummed me the fuck out. What about new in stock? Give me new in stock. Don't give me... Actually, no, just give me home entertainment and then give me... What's pre-orders? What about the pre-orders? Oh, Nana? Oh, that's the vinyl. Soul Leveling, that doesn't surprise me. Yeah, there's not a lot to get excited about pre-orders. The writer of the anime. There's a crazy scene panel where the voice actors for the cartoon were talking about how they didn't really like the anime, and the first person who asked them a question was the writer for the anime. Rick and Morty anime was one of those overly deep anime where you have to watch multiple times to understand what's going on. It deals with complicated science explanations. Didn't really like it. It's like something fans of Rick and Morty would be into. Seems like it was some stuff for anime fans who overly deep stuff. Really? I will keep that in mind. I'm lying. I'll never keep anything in mind. Yeah, it seems like Sentai's reprinting a lot of their stuff. I see a lot of Sentai stuff. They have a Dragon Ball vinyl music collection import. Terma might like that, actually. Is that Monster? No, that's just Remonster. That's something different. I'm gonna stop streaming in a minute. I'm like distracted and just looking at dumb shit while we're talking, which is a very chill experience, but like I imagine it doesn't make for the most engaging content, especially since you guys can't see what I'm looking at. Particularly because I'm lazy. I would say it was for a better reason than that. It's not. I'm just lazy. Oh, look at that. They're re-releasing the Berserk anime. I think fucking Donnie probably go for that. Ah, the Kenichi OVA. That's a heart, maybe. Ah, there's the Metabots. Oh, the Metabots sequel that I have not purchased. There's Lovely Complex. That I still need to buy the steelbook for Silent Voice, because I still think Silent Voice was an amazing quality thing that I just didn't. Unfortunately, the manga is better for it, but it's still not like a bad experience by itself. I forget that Rick and Morty had. I have not watched Monster. Well, I saw Dandadan Special Edition. I'll probably get that when I get paid next. Damn it. Yeah, because that's next month. I already pre-ordered that bitch, which means that money's coming out with everything else. Because fuck you, guy. There's Weathering with You. There's the Conan Lupin special. Digimon, Nana, Konosuba, which is on back order. One Punch Man, back order. Konosuba, back order. The Shaman King, back order. Bobobo, back order. There's a good chunk of classic stuff here. But they're all on back order, back order. I feel like Crunchyroll bought right stuff and everything just went on back order. just hit them on that back order, back order. Look, it's on back. How you gonna put something on sale that's also on back order? One of the fucking One Piece volumes. Back order, but it's on sale because it's back order, but it's on sale because it's back. I refuse to watch Silent Voice. Why? Why you refuse to watch Silent Voice? What did Silent Voice do to you? Did it kill your dog? Did it steal your money? Did it try to harass your mother? Now, if it tried to harass your mother, I completely understand that. Punch that motherfucker in the face, all right? You can't harass my mother and think you're gonna get away with it. Oh, Italia? But that's also on back order, back order. It's like back to back, A, back to back, A. Ready on back, turn this that, back, turn this that, I get back to back, A. It's back to back, A, back to back, A, back to back, A, back to back, back to back, back to back. So I had a whole thing there, but I just thought it was fucking funny. The Reborn anime, fucking back order. Back order, back order, back order, back order. And I forgot Toriko had a movie. That fucks me up. What? There's Kenichi's Blu-rays, and I only have the DVDs. Fuck me. That was like the worst thing when I had to realize that I had to go back and buy some of the same series I owned on Blu-ray, because all I owned them on was DVD. That transition pissed me the fuck off. And now they're like, man, we don't really give a damn about no fucking physical media. I'm gonna get on Netflix and watch all this shit. And you're just like, no! I'm so pissed. I'm so pissed, bro. You know, we don't care about no physical Blu-rays or DVDs. Give me a solid motherfucking streaming network and we got it. I'm just like, nothing, y'all? Nothing. And then I get on fucking Crunchyroll store and all I see is back order, back to back order, back order. Everything's on back order, back order, back to back to back to back order, back. Brave 10, back order. Ginrei, back order. Lupin the Third, back order. Ulysses, back order. Ninja Slayer, back order. Ghost in the Shell, back order. Hero Tales, back order. One Piece, back order. A Certain Magical Index Seasons 1 and 2, back order. One Piece Voyage Season 9, Voyage 3, back order. Soul Eater Part 2, back order. Myriad Colors Phantom World, the complete series essentials, back order. Afro Samurai Resurrection Season 2 Director's Cut, back order. One Piece Season 7 Voyage 5, back order. Nobugun, the complete series, back order. Enduro, complete series, back order. Sengoku Basara, back order. Quartz Princess, back order. Soul Eater, back order. Red Data, back order. It's all fucking back order. I'm not happy about any of this, by the way. Why is everything on back order? I watched a little bit of Star versus the Force of Evil. I didn't really care for it after like the first season. Oh my lord. I'm sad now. We're done. I did hear about the Jimmy Neutron reboot. I'm not really excited about it. Because, you know, it's my childhood they're fucking with again. And I'm tired of them fucking with my childhood. All right, in all seriousness, I'm going to get out of here. Because it's been 2.5 hours. It's past midnight. And I have a Vita that's charging that I'm going to attempt to cut on in a second. We'll try one more time since I'm on stream to see if the Vita cuts on. Does the Vita come on? The Vita does not come on, but it is still charging, so good night, sweet prince. It's over. Anywho. No, in all seriousness, though, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for the support. Sorry, this felt really rambling and all over the place, but, you know, I think ironically enough, these are the streams you guys tend to like the most of us just talking and shooting the shit. This is what IRL streaming is. The problem is I like to lay down and do stupid shit and walk around my house, and I can't do that with this quality. And then I gotta get on my phone, and then my phone gets hot and it burns my hand. I'm like, my hand. Then I drop my phone and the phone cracks. And I'm not getting enough donations to buy a new phone, so, you know, Can't keep doing that shit. But yeah, I think that's it. So heads up, Expedition 33 tomorrow night. I guess it'll be after Tyrone Stellar Blade playthrough part starts, and then I think Sunday he's doing Legend of Dragoon, I believe is what he's doing. And then I won't be streaming again until Tuesday. And that'll be the beginning of Yoshi's Island with the squad, Richie included. And then Sunset Overdrive, and then another one of these. Another one of these! Another one. 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 I can't do another one. It's all gone. Fuck. All I do is win. Fuck you, Goki. All right, we're done. We're done. I'm gonna stop. No, in all seriousness though, thank you guys for the support. Thank you guys for the showing up and having the conversation. We gotta talk. We're just shooting the shit. It's fun. I'm having fun. But I will see you guys tomorrow for Expedition 33 Part 5. Yeah, that was a lot of water. But I'm hydrated. I think it's Expedition 33 Part 5, I believe. 5 or 6. I gotta go back and look. Anywho, I'll see you tomorrow. Go check out Tyrone's stream tomorrow for Stellar Blade. And I think that's generally it. So, as I always say, life is indeed a game. Play to win, and I will catch you guys. Later. Peace. Oh. Yo! 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 I hate that I have to hit the end stream button. It ruins the mystique of the joke!